I'm Chef Brad. Today I'm gonna do a avocado stuffed chicken breast and a superfood kale salad. I'll start off with the chicken breast. So we'll start off by making the mix for what you're gonna put in it. So right here I've got 2 avocados. It's one large avocado or 2 small ones, is what I used. A little bit of salt, cilantro, and then sun-dried tomatoes. And then we're gonna mix that as such until it's all well combined. Gotta watch that salt because it'll catch on the avocado and maybe stick in one spot. You don't want a salt pocket of avocado, so it's kind of nice. And you don't want to be too rough with it because depending on your avocado, if it's too ripe, then it'll just mush and it won't be as good of looking. All right, after that, we're gonna make pockets in our chicken breast. So I always like to go on the fatter end, probably the inside of the breast. And I start from the top and just kind of go. I don't try to go all the way, so I'm gonna get a pretty good pocket. So then we'll take the seasoning, which is, I'm just using a rotisserie seasoning. It's good all-purpose seasoning for chicken. You can just kind of get it on both sides and take a spoonful and just kind of put it in there. You can use toothpicks if you want to keep it closed, or you can just not fill it up too, because once it starts cooking, the chicken starts to shrink and it will squeeze it out. So definitely want to be wary of that. I'm not going to use any toothpicks today though. So. All right, so then we'll get this nice and hot. Let it get hot. I like to start out on high, and then once it gets to the temperature I want, I turn it down, I back it off. All right, then, so you'll have your oil. This is about 2 tablespoons. The best way to know on your oil is when it gets legs. I don't know if you know what that means, but it's like the lines in your oil. That's the best way to tell that it's ready to sear. So I start with top side down. We want about 2 or 3 minutes on each side until they're golden brown on each side. Yeah, that's what you want, is just nice golden brown color on the one side. So yeah, once they've been on there for a little bit, I'm gonna grease this pan just because you don't want it to stick. The thing with stuffed chicken is it's very delicate once it's cooked, and you don't want all that stuff to fall out because you're trying to pull it off the pan. So these have been about the right amount of time. So then, yeah, you cover it in foil. Your oven, I have mine set at 375. You can bump the heat up. Since you're covering it, it's not really gonna hurt it too bad, depending on if you need to get it done quicker or not. But I like to go a little bit slower on chickens because it can dry out pretty quick. About 15 to 20 minutes. So while that's cooking, we'll go to the salad. We'll start off with the vinaigrette. Apple cider vinegar, it's about a 1/4 cup. This is spicy brown mustard. You can just use Dijon if you don't want the spice, but I like having a little bit of spice in it. Then you got your maple syrup. This is about, I think it's 2 tablespoons or so. Then you got a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I like to start emulsifying it before I add the oil, just because I feel like it emulsifies better if you slowly add it. You can kind of watch it. I start off slow, and then we'll slowly add the oil. And turn that up a little bit, get it nice and emulsified. All right, so first we'll start out with our kale. With this, you'll want to kind of break it off. We're using probably a little more than half of it. You kind of just break it with your hands. This kind of helps the kale to kind of break up, makes it easier to eat if you do this. Kale is a really good superfood. It's really packed with a lot of good fatty acids and lots of other nutrients that are really good for you. It's not the most popular thing, but it's definitely good for you. So it does have that going for you. So get that nice, broken up. Alright, so once you get about what you want for your base, which I'm pretty close on, pretty good, maybe a little bit more. So with kale, it doesn't really have, the dressing doesn't really stick to it well sometimes, so what I recommend is putting it on here, and then what you'll do is you'll kind of massage it into it. That way it's for sure, you know, you get exactly what you want covered in it. And it kind of helps break it down to doing this. So nice tossed in there. All right, so after that, you'll add your tomatoes, grape tomatoes, or you can use tomato wedges, whichever you prefer on that. We got red onion. This is about a half a cup of red onion, just diced. We have lentils, which you can use any kind of lentils. I use crimson lentils just because I like the color of them a little bit better. The other ones are kind of brown and I don't really like that. So take your, you got dried cranberries or craisins, I guess. Dump that in. And there's a lot of ingredients to this salad, but it's really good. It's nice and bright, and I've had to do the maple vinaigrette kind of with the fall theme, I guess. Sure. Then carrots. And then sesame seeds. You'll take this and you'll just mix it all together, just kind of get so they're all nice and incorporated. Put it in the bowl for service and it's ready to go. It's nice. And you can top it with what you want, but you know, all right, it's probably about time to pull the chicken out. No, that one's not done, but I've made one ahead of time. So once the chicken reaches the temp, I would recommend using a thermometer, because when you're doing stuffed chicken, you want everything inside that chicken to come up to 165. So once that gets it, kind of looks like that. Kind of set there a little bit, but and yeah, that's the stuffed avocado chicken and superfood salad.